Welcome, everybody, to WagerTalk Today. I'm Lawrence Presman. What a show we have lined up. Are you kidding me? If you guys have never bumped into this show, we give out betting information. I find the best gamblers on the planet. They look at the card across all sports. We find you guys some betting info that will win. It'll make you money. We did it yesterday. We'll do it today. The lineup, Krackman starts right off the bat. We're going to look at how to bet the NIT. We're also going to talk to him about his $5 Tuesday play. And then after that, we've got Andy Lang joining us, Bryan Leonard joining us. Paul, what was I supposed to say, Dan? Motty. Paul Motty. I was pronouncing his name wrong in the past. I was going with Motty, but it has now been told to me that it is Motty. So Paul Motty with some cricket information. And of course, we end the show with the great Gianni The Greek. But before we get into that, Bill Krackenberger, the Krackman, joining us 2 days in a row. Brother, what a pleasure to have you with us. Very colorful shirt you've got going there, dude. You picked that one out?
No, my wife did. I would never. I'm weird on myself. I'm not buying no bunny, whatever this thing is, for myself. Even though I spend a lot of money, I have a lot of fun on other people. I like to spend it. Like when you come to town, Prez, dinner on me next time. But as far as spending on myself, I'm kind of weird. But yeah, no, it's the last day of the winter here. It's freezing here, by the way. It's probably as cold here as it where you are. It's freezing this morning. I went out for a jog this morning, and anyone wants to believe that, but I did go out for a walk. It's freezing.
Guys, take the over on it being as cold as it is. Bill Krackman is in Las Vegas. I'm in Whistler. I'm going with it's colder here. Bill, let's get into some actionable betting information. Now, the NIT tournament is right in front of us. And this is a tournament that normally allows us to find some really good betting opportunities. In the past, a lot of teams that didn't make it into March Madness came into that tournament with little care in the world. I think that has changed now, and these guys are going out there to try win this tournament. But let's try to group the CBI as well into this, because really what we're talking about is the bookmakers and the general public are solely focused on March Madness and the big dance. Does that provide us with better betting opportunities in the lesser tournaments? And how do you attack these lesser tournaments?
And, I know everyone is excited for the big tournament. I understand the NCAA, it's the big one. The NIT is like, their stepsister or whatever. You feel that way. But I got to tell you, there's some really good betting opportunities in the NIT too. Some of these games even play out almost like an exhibition. And, these teams, they tend to play less defense in a lot of these games. So you may get some higher scoring. I actually look to bet some of the NIT games over. And also you need to look at motivation too. You understand some of these teams, they're not motivated because they're upset they didn't get in to the big dance. You look at maybe a George Mason or a SMU, and they're probably upset they didn't get in. So they really won't be too motivated to play, I wouldn't think. So I look to fade a lot of those teams, like the teams that aren't motivated. But I also look to play on the teams that may have good coaches too that just didn't reach the big dance too. So it's interesting. Trust me, I play. I'm going to have some plays today for sure.
Yeah, no, my bets for tonight are already up. Crack, let's talk really quickly about this motivation perspective, because I'm a man of logic, and I really struggle to understand why a team would not be motivated to go out and win the NIT. I have always thought, from my perspective, I would much rather win the NIT than lose in the first round of March Madness. I play, if I'm a basketball player, I'm a basketball player because I love playing basketball. And I would rather play 10 games than one, because basketball is what I do. And Some of these guys are entering the last run of their entire basketball career. Why are these people not even more motivated to stick it up the sphincter of the March Madness committee? Why are they demotivated and miserable?
Yeah, and you look at a team like George Mason who's been there before. That if they would have won that last game, they would have been in.
Right.
They're just probably down on themselves a little bit. But even though they were underdog, they were probably a little bit down on themselves. And how can they come out with motivation to win the NIT when they think they're going to the big dance? But you said something good. It's the last time that the seniors may get a good look from somebody. You never know when they get drafted a deeper round or something. B, I'll tell you, there's teams that are underdogs that are going to be underdogs even today that they know they're not going to the NBA and they want to give it their all one last time, the seniors and stuff. So you just have to have your research done on those type of teams. And that's why me and my team, we scour social media. We scour the socials. I know I say it all the time, beat reporters. This is stuff that other people can do, but why have you guys do all this work? You guys work 9 to 5 or 10-hour shifts, and just come back with someone like me, and you have the plays that you may make yourself doing the hours and hours of research and reading, especially following beat reporters. I find more stuff out from little tiny school beat reporters than you could ever find on Twitter, on anything at all. It's amazing how I can find them sometimes. They write even articles for the local, not only the local newspaper, maybe even the local school newspaper. Of course, we're saying newspaper. We know it's all online now. But for old guys like us, we could say newspaper. But anyway, yes. So that is just some little things that I do. Something I wanted to say yesterday, Lawrence, and my assistant actually pointed it out. I said, I'll say it today. I want people to know something I never really revealed until last year, even though I've been doing this almost 30 years professionally, paying tax on sports betting win, by the way, on the last 20-some years. You want to buy to 2 and 3 in college basketball, even the 5. You want to buy to the number, so not off the number. So you don't want to go from 3 to 3.5. But if something's like plus 4.5, you buy at the 5 for an extra 10 cents. With the shops that allow you. Here in Vegas, I have 3 or 4 shops that still allow 10 cents. Maybe I might have blew it by betting. I bet a lot of games at like Circa and Westgate at the beginning. I bought them up for 10 cents, and that no longer is available to me. It's 30 cents at one of those shops and 25 cents at another one. And even though I love those two places, they're my home courts. Westgate, I absolutely love. It's the place to be in Vegas. The Superbook. So, but however, you want to buy, and why do I know buy? Well, I'm not just guessing, because the sharpest guys in the game taught me that. The guys at Pinnacle back in the 90s taught me that buying onto 2 or 3. The great Alan Boston, 235. I've been around some of the sharpest minds in the world, so I passed that information along to you guys.
So let me clarify here, Crack, because Gianni and I talk about this a lot. Teddy and I speak about this a lot, and we never tell our clients to buy points. I want to just clarify that you are saying only to buy from 1.5 to 2, 2.5 to 3, and 4.5 to 5. So only onto the 2. Yeah, or the opposite.
Minus 2.5 to 2.
But not 6 or 3 or 8. So okay,
3.
that's
but not 8. No.
That's very fascinating. I'd love to see the numbers on that. I don't want to really roll up our sleeves and dig deep into this conversation now, as we're in the middle of the March Madness. But somewhere, once March Madness is over, you and I are going to do a show with Ralph Michaels, and we're going to actually take apart whether that advice to you was correct. And I'm going to stop you for a second and just say to everybody, because we have a lot of people who watch this show on a regular basis. And, I've spoken, for instance, about how stupid it is to buy a house as opposed to rent a house and put your money into the markets. For some strange reason, we tend to believe stuff that people who are older than us tell us. Our parents told us to buy a house. Buy a house. Our parents were wrong. I'd like to find out if those people who advised you were wrong, and I'm not suggesting they are, but I'd like to find out
but real quick,
mathematically.
Lawrence, listen, real quick. I'll be real blunt. I worked for Pinnacle back in the 90s. I worked at the best sports book in the world.
Yep.
These aren't regular bookmakers.
Yeah,
These are
Henry.
Jewish, Harvard, Stanford educated owners of sports books that destroyed the market as the computer group. Henry's the one who told me that if he had to charge the real number, buy into 3 and 2, they wouldn't get any bets. So they had to charge, it was like $1.17 back then. I believe it was like $1.15 on the other number, but extra. So I was taught by the best guys. They're the ones that originally taught me. Then the great Alan Boston taught me it, who did not hear it from them, by the way. He's been doing it 30 years. Well, so I got to go by their brains.
You know what people in the chat room are going to say? Juice Brando, Rob, John Clark, some Johnny Detroit guy, Rob Christensen, Justin P., Sean Alvarez, and the rest of them. They're going to say, Bill Krackman taught me that. Bill, I love having you on the show, brother. We don't need your modesty. Listen, it is $5 Tuesday at WagerTalk. Guys, before we got on the air, I said to Bill, do you have a $5 Tuesday play up? Long story short, this is the first time in the history of Bill's life that he is selling a play for $5. Next Tuesday, It'll be the second time. That's not important. What's important is this is the cherry popping play for the Krackman. It's the first time ever he's selling a play for only $5. Crack, are you writing analysis with these plays?
Listen, I will do a write-up if you guys want it. It's fine.
I'm just asking.
Yeah, I have no problem doing that. But I didn't do it. And I made a comment, and I turned my screen. I'm not going to say the amount. I turned my screen, and I said, I'm selling a $5 play. I have 90,000 pending in this sports book. I was like, I hope they – and listen, it's true, though. I'm betting thousands of dollars on these things. So, great. Let someone have it for a nickel. Hopefully they win and stay aboard. So you can't judge it by one play, but still.
And I'll say this, Bill, and this is with no disrespect to some of the greatest handicappers out there, Steve Merrill, Ben Burns, Marco. I don't think anybody bets more on their plays than you. And I've been with you when it's happening. I mean, you're putting, tens of thousands of dollars on these plays that you release to the clients. So, guys, you're in exceptional hands betting with the Crack. And Crack, you got that promo up from yesterday. It is the entire college basketball tourney, all of the tourneys, all the way to the championship game. It's only $169. Guys, get off your ass, head over and purchase that play, because one thing he's betting more money on those plays than you will be. Bill, anything else you want to talk about? No,
there's a lot of plays there, a lot more than I thought. Usually March Madness, I'll have, that first round, 6-7 play. I'm going to have more than that there. We have a lot of plays up there for that $169. So, and that's going to cover you all the way in here. So I didn't even get a chance to put my first halves. I'm going to have a couple first halves because the marketplace right now doesn't have a lot of first halves. And the places that are up, they're charging $1.15 both ways. I'm pissed off at them for that. There's only one place, Caesars, that charges $1.10 up that I see right now. And they threw me out, by the way, for winning, for using my brain. I'm thrown out. So can't bet there. So I got to wait.
Their place, their call. Bill Krackman, everybody. Love having you with us. Follow him at Bill Krackman, my brother. Thanks for doing this. We'll see you on Monday's show. Let's keep the show moving, everybody. If you like what you're hearing, please take a second out of your day and hit that like button. It would be greatly appreciated. We really need it, guys. It really helps the algorithm, and it really only takes a second to do. All of you guys who purchased my 5% play yesterday in the NHL, the predicted score in the analysis was 5-1. My apologies. It ended up being 6-2. Total blowout, easy peasy. And how about that Minnesota LA Kings under I gave out on this very show yesterday? I told you guys that game would go under 5.5. if you read my write-up in the free pick, I literally said, and you can still go see it, it says this game will end 2-1 with an empty netter to make 3-1. Now, if that is not a mic drop moment, I don't know what to tell you. Not only do I know NHL, but I know the score of these NHL games ahead of time. I got a $5 play up tonight in the NHL. Please take advantage of that. I've now won 4 in a row, 39-24 run. I'm very, very excited about my NHL season. Let's keep this show moving along. We got the great Bryan Leonard joining us. And Bri, I have missed you, my brother. I no longer do the scheduling for WagerTalk Today. I used to do it, and you were on every single week because you were one of my favorite guests. I'm not going to say, Johnny Detroit, who does the scheduling now. But for some reason, I haven't seen you on the show in a while. Welcome back, brother.
It has been a while. And in fact, I was really starting to worry because Steve Merrill replaced you the other day, and all of a sudden they put me on the show. And I go, what did I do to Prez? Other than the obvious, we always fight, we always headbutt. But interesting that we've got Crack on the show. And I've known him for 20 years. I'm sure you've probably known him for about the same amount of time. It's the first time I've ever seen him without a black shirt on.
Wow.
The guy knows he's a heavy guy like myself, and his wife won't let him leave the house without that black shirt on. And she's smart. He's smart. I need to buy more black shirts.
Okay, there you go. For all heavy people, wear black. I think that's the message. Brian, let's get into some actionable betting information. We've got some games going tonight in college basketball. UNC, important game. It's a play-in game. They're playing San Diego State. They're -4.5, a total here of 142.5. I'm in play on this game for my clients. I'm curious what your take is. How should we bet this game?
I'm really glad they put this on as one of the two games they want me to discuss today, because I actually do like one of these sides. I like the North Carolina side here. And a lot of it has to do, well, two things. One is every year we see this all the time. This team should not have made the tournament. There's no way this team deserves to be there. But, North Carolina, our numbers say they not only deserve it, but they're at a bargain price in this contest. The line opened 3.5. It's been bet up at the leading sports books. They've got a major advantage in adjusted shot quality here, ranking 26th, while the Aztecs comes in at 86th. And if you followed any of my videos all season long, I live out here in Vegas now, follow the conferences out here, especially the Mountain West. And I said all along that San Diego State was a shell of themselves, a shell of the teams that have done so well in the tournament. I was very surprised that they've got in. To me, this is the team that doesn't deserve to be there, but nobody's saying anything about it. There's a reason why North Carolina's favored here. They're the deeper team. They can get out and run. San Diego State likes to slow it down. North Carolina's the more talented team. They will run, which is an advantage for them. I was looking to fade San Diego State. I was looking to play North Carolina, and what do you know? They're matched up against each other. So give me the favorite in this one.
Yeah, and Brian, I love those times. And last night, my 5% play was on the Leafs in regulation. And the reason for me is where I make my biggest plays is where I'm on a bet on team and they're playing a fade team at the same time. So last night we had the Leafs. They've won one game in 5. I felt like it was a great spot for them. And we had Calgary, who I felt was like a horrible spot. So I love that. And it all works out for you. So North Carolina -4, 4.5. And if you listen to Crack and you get 4.5, you are not buying down to 4. Bri, let's talk Santa Clara. They're playing UC Riverside. -9.5, 156. Did you choose this game to discuss?
I did not, but I do like it. I wasn't paying a lot of attention to it. It was the last game on the schedule, pretty close to it, in the NIT tonight. Riverside, the Highlanders, they enter with a 21-12 record in the Big West. I have them rated 170th in the country. So this is a club who is very dependent on their top 6 players. In fact, 5 of their 6 players that they use average over 21 minutes per game. And needless to say, once the Highlanders head to the bench, their outputs suffer. They have a really big drop-off after that point, which is a major concern here, as they're playing a Santa Clara team who ranks 90th in true tempo. They're at home, and they're able to dictate the pace. The longer this game goes, the longer Santa Clara's got that advantage. And by the second half of this game, I expect them to pull away. As opposed to the visitors, Santa Clara runs out an 8-man rotation. They average 15 minutes or more. And according to Evan Maya's website, each of the top 8 players have stronger Bayesian power ratings than a single player on the Highlanders. This is a mismatch here in our opinion. Our ratings have Santa Clara 62nd in the nation. And as I said earlier, I've got 170 for Riverside. This is a team that is 20-12 in the West Coast Conference. I like Santa Clara. If they are not winning by at least 5 at the end of the first half, I'll probably come back and play the second half and get them a little bit more there, because I think that's where they'll be able to extend in the second half.
Bryan Leonard joining us, everyone. Brian, yesterday we had a show where we asked people the following 3 questions. I'd really prefer, don't go into it, just give us the answers here. We need a long shot winner.
Long shot winner. 90% of the teams have less than a 2% chance to win. So in reality, betting a long shot is probably a poor decision. If you really believe there's value, just use the money line rollovers. But that said, I think Michigan has a 4% chance to win. Michigan State, excuse me. And they're at 26-1. So that's actually a slight positive. Michigan State at 26-1. As for the bracket buster, I like VCU here. I'm concerned about BYU's home road dichotomy. One of the best home courts in college basketball, but very less impressive on the road. If they win this one, they likely play Wisconsin, who to me has just been very inconsistent all season long. Then they play Alabama, and I think they match up pretty well with Alabama. So VCU is my bracket buster. And the top team to avoid, I'm assuming you mean fade, and that leaves out all the number 1 seeds. As I think they're all clearly the most talented schools. But how about Kentucky at a number 3 seed? They're much better at home than they are on the road. They've already lost 11 times to 10 different teams. 6 of those games as a favorite. I don't trust North Carolina. I'll be looking to fade the Tar Heels. Fade Kentucky with the Wildcats.
Bryan Leonard, it's $5 Tuesday. What do you have going tonight?
Big play in the NHL. 67% run the last month, 67% run the last 2 months. I play a lot of underdogs in hockey. Number 1 overtime overall in net profit in the NHL in the history of WagerTalk. And I've got a big 4% play up in the NHL for today. Only $5 saves you $20 on the normal cost.
Brilliant stuff. Love seeing you, Bri. Thanks for doing this, brother. Johnny Detroit, get Brian in every little while. I miss the man. Andy Lang joining us, everyone. Having a sip. Didn't think I would bring him in so fast. What's up? Dude, cute picture of your dog. That Twitter of your dog, so cute.
Yeah, he's doing great. It's weird. He got better. Like he was a lethargic, and he had a little mini stroke, and now he's has more energy than ever. It's one of the strangest things ever. So, by the way, that quote that needs to go on your Twitter profile is "I am a man of logic." That was a great line by you earlier when you were talking to Krackman, because when I think of men of logic, it's you.
Oh yeah, that's what is there's the real men of logic.
Real men of genius. Yes, the real men of genius turn to real men of logic. Yeah. Absolutely, 100%. Needs to be a shirt or a hat. Let's.
Eddie, how old's your dog?
He's 15. He's old. He's an old dog.
Yeah. Mine got to 19. Let's get into some actionable betting info. Al Horford, we start there in the NBA. You got a prop bet for us? Go.
Yeah, just before we get into these plays, this is such a fantastic time of year to be betting props and things in other sports. The books are so focused on college basketball that there are some great lines out there. And I really like this one on Al Horford to go under 2.5 assists. This is all about Porzingis. He's played 26 games this season with Porzingis, and he's only gone over in 3 of those 26 games. And Prez, 2 of them were in the first games of the season back in November. So only averages 3.1 potential assists in the games with Porzingis in there. He only plays 24 minutes. He played Brooklyn earlier this season, no assists against Brooklyn. So with Porzingis now back and in the lineup, I expect Horford's minutes to go down, and we'll just keep riding the trend of him not getting over this 2.5 assist number.
Brady Tkachuk. The Ottawa Senators are on a roll right now, playing the best hockey they've played in a decade. You got a prop bet for us on him.
Yeah, ride the hot streak. I mean, Tkachuk is one of the reasons why they're playing so well. Point in 9 straight games, so we'll play him to have a point tonight. And what I love about this is he's getting it done with goals and assists, so it's not just dependent on one category there. He's had a point in 8 out of the last 10 games against Montreal. Montreal giving up 3.2 goals per game. That's 26 in the NHL. They've been better recently, but this is just a great matchup. And when you get a guy like Tkachuk and a team like the Senators that just on fire, you just ride the streak until it's over. So we'll keep riding with Brady Tkachuk tonight.
Formula One, just about to begin. You like McLaren double podium. Is this for the constructors and the drivers? Is this a future bet, or is this race number 1?
This is race number 2 that's coming up this weekend.
My bad.
Yeah. No, you're fine. They just had the first race, and it was messy. There was rain. But one thing that was very clear is McLaren are ahead of everyone else. Max Verstappen was the only one who could even remotely keep up with them. The Ferraris are, once again, a mess. If you guys didn't hear what happened to the Ferrari and the radio and the drivers, it was laugh out loud hilarious, Prez. They made themselves look so ridiculous. Ferrari's not there. Mercedes isn't there. McLaren is going to run away with the Constructors' Championship, I feel, and I expect them to be finishing 1-2 quite a few times. So as long as there's no rain, these guys are going to get out front, and nobody's going to be able to get around them. Lando got a good start to the race, which has been a problem for him. So this is McLaren in the first part of the season.
Does Lando have a shot at the World Championship?
Oh yeah, he's the betting favorite for good reason. His teammate will be the only one that can push him. Their cars are they're just so much better than everyone else's. The field's full of rookies that really struggled in practice. One of them wrecked on the formation lap. It's a circus. Formula One is a complete circus right now. But the only thing you can count on is McLaren are going to be the fastest 2 cars for this weekend.
Yeah, well, Christian Horner is not going to be happy about that. He definitely does not like Zach Brown. So that should be fun and a lot of drama. Andy Lang, everyone. Andy, it's $5 Tuesday. What do you got up? And I see you have a 7-day special.
Yeah, we're going to the NHL for $5 Tuesday. 5-1 NHL run, so that sport is going really well. Listen, all sports are going well. We made 28 units last week. So think about adding 28 units to your bankroll over 7 days. That's what we did last week. So we're going to run a 7-day special this week. We're going to discount that thing down to $69 plus 78 units in 2025. We're on an absolutely crazy 47-16 all sports run. We're number 3 in total units. Yeah, number 2 in NBA, 1 in MMA, number 2 in golf, number 1 in tennis. You're going to get all of these sports and all percentages. I will also throw in, after we cashed our 5% last week, 7-1 in 5% plays in 2025. So we are absolutely humming around. These bankrolls look so great. Clients are really happy. Our Discord channel is popping. Life is really, really good for the Winning in the Shadows team, Prez.
I love that. Andy Lang, everyone. Thanks for doing this, brother. We'll see you tomorrow. Let's keep the show moving, Dan. 5 guests today. No time for the Prez to be an idiot. What was it again, Dan? Motty. It was Motty. Motty. Yeah. Paul learned the hard way. Don't tell me what to do before a show begins. Tell me the day before. Then I don't have to talk about it all show long because I can't resist, Paul. I cannot resist bothering people. How are you, buddy?
I'm very well. Are you?
Great. And I figured out who you look like. I figured it out. He
Well,
is the voice of Rex in the show Invincible. His name is Jason. Oh God. Come on, Prez. What is it? What was his name? Somebody help. Wait. I'm going to find it right now. I got to find it. Yes. Jason Mantzoukas. Dan,
okay.
find a picture. Find a picture of Jason Mantzoukas, and we'll bring it up on the show, would you? Unless, of course, you tell me stop bullying you. Paul, wonderful to see you. IPL about to begin, dude. This is the Indian Premier League. It is 20. It's T20, so it's 20 over cricket. Tell the clients what will you be doing for us in the IPL, and also how long does it go? How many games? How many bets a week, etc.
Okay, so this is the highlight of the whole cricket calendar. Virtually everything else stopped for this. It's 9 weeks long, 70 games in the group stage, and that's every day, 1 or 2 games every day. And then in the final week, the top 4 in the point standings and the league table go through to the 4-match playoff in the final week. But for the first 8 weeks, it's 1 match, at least 1 match every day, sometimes 2. So I will be doing packages every day on, I would expect at least, 1, 2, 3 bets every game, sometimes maybe even 4 or 5. There's a lot of prop to choose from each game. To start, though, I've got a free portfolio. I've just published a preview on the site of the whole tournament, ranking all the teams from 1 to 2. Yeah, that's just out, like within either already or within minutes. Okay, so I've previewed the top 10 sides in order, and I've got 9 free picks, and I'm going to be updating that throughout the tournament, outright bets to qualify to finish bottom, team specials, and the stuff I'm selling is the match-by-match tips.
So you have where do people get this free guide and your free picks?
This is on the site, literally.
WagerTalk.
Yeah, on WagerTalk, absolutely. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, so go to WagerTalk and click on, you'll see an experts button. Click on that and go to Paul's site directly, and you will find his cricket guide and a whole bunch of free picks. Let's turn our attention to question number 2. Who are the top teams to follow? And do we bet those teams?
Yes, well, I already put up, when I was on previously, a free pick on my main selection, my number 1 selection, which is Sunrisers Hyderabad. They have about plus 600. They may have come in about plus 550 now, but very solid. Fancy them to go well. And they're big rivals for me. I think it's very hard to split them, are Chennai Super Kings. Like Sunrisers, I think, are very strong. They've got stronger since finishing second last year. But Chennai are the pedigree team in this tournament. 15 times they've played it, 5 times they've won it, 5 times runners-up. They've got a really consistent style of play that maximises all the conditions at their ground. And they're very, very hard to see out of contention. Now, the other favourite, interestingly, is the team that I most want to oppose, Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians were favourites a couple of days ago. They may even still be favoured with a couple of firms. That is completely wrong. Couldn't be more wrong. They finished bottom last year, and they finished bottom 3 years ago. And it's just a hype thing. Mumbai are a huge, huge team, lots of big name players, but I don't think the market has woken up to the fact that their star player is their bowler Jasprit Bumrah, who is the best bowler in the world, and not by quite some distance, I would say. And he's just missed the ICC trophy with a back injury. He's got a recurring problem. He has to be very sparing in when he plays, and he's already not playing in the early part of this season. So if Mumbai carry on where they left off last season, losing, not in contention for the playoffs. I don't think he'll play. He may not play at all. He may play 1-2 games. And I think take Boomer out of that team, and it's very ordinary. They've got a lot of very good batsmen, but they haven't really gelled. They got a new captain last year, Hardik Pandya. He didn't apparently go down well with other players. He was getting booed by the fans in some games. So I've backed them at 25 to 1 to finish bottom. 25 to 1 to finish bottom, which is where they finished last year and 3 years ago. I think that's an outstanding trade. And so all of these bets in the portfolio, I'm going to update them as the tournament goes on.
Right. That's great. So, Paul, here is the picture of you sitting next to your twin brother.
Let me see this. I can see a vague likeness, but...
You don't see it, Paul? Ladies and gentlemen, Paul needs a new glasses prescription, which is okay. We are getting older in life.
To be fair,
I know,
Paul's a lot cleaner than this. Paul
okay.
cleans up a lot better than this.
Yeah, he groomed his face. But, I mean, come on, guys out there in the chat room. Am I wrong here? Anyway, Paul, we got a promo to give out. I got to keep the show moving along. They're giving me 5 guests every day now. We have a promo to give out for your cricket. It's a season pass. So this season pass, $599. Is that for the IPL or is that for the entire year of cricket?
That's for the entire year. And really, I would say that is 345 days out of the year as an estimate.
Oh, wow.
And
so that's a great deal. Guys, if you want to make some money, I don't care if you know cricket, understand cricket. I actually am a part owner in a cricket farm, which has no relevance to the sport of cricket. But the bottom line is, this is money. And Paul is incredible at the sport. He's going to win. $599 you get in 365 days of cricket bets. So please take advantage of that. Paul, is there anything else you want to talk about real quick?
Well, just to say that I've also done a sort of cricket 101 on the site, which takes you through the very, very, very basics of the game. You know, what the difference is between a Test match and a T20 and ODI, through to the different markets and some like advanced betting strategies, some things that will pay in the long term. And that includes in-play betting. I mean, I'll talk more about this in the future, but believe me, there is more action to be had in-play than there is pre-match. It's an absolute goldmine if you once you can work out the ground and work out the in-play angles.
Brilliant. Well, really enjoy having you on. Best of luck on your EPL season. And guys, please take advantage of that promo, $599 for an entire year of cricket. It's $5 Tuesday, everyone. I got a 3% NHL play up tonight. I really love it. I'm going to give you out another NHL play right now, and then we're going to bring in the great Gianni The Greek. We are up against it, so I will be super quick here. I am looking at the over in the Anaheim and Dallas game. I really like this play a lot. Bottom line is that Dallas is scoring a ton of goals almost every night. They put a 1 spot up against Winnipeg 2 games ago. But other than that, it's 3-4, 4-3, 4-6, 6-4, and 4. So basically only 1 game in the last 10 have they scored less than 3 goals. They're playing an Anaheim team that just let St. Louis put up 7. 4 games ago, Washington put up 7. I think Dallas will have a field day, and plus Anaheim is scoring. They have not been kept under 2 in almost a month. So over 6 is the play. Take Anaheim and Dallas to the over. The great Gianni The Greek joining us. Gianni, what's going on, my brother?
March Madness, and preparing for the first class of the Blackjack course that starts tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Don't want to miss it. You don't want to fall behind. We're ready to go. I got the whole outline for the first course ready to go. And like I said, real excited. By the time we end that class, the course, meaning you will be favored versus the house. You will be the favorite versus the house when you select the right game of blackjack, no matter where you are, whether you're on a cruise ship, whether you're in the islands in the Bahamas, whether you're walking into a Vegas casino or whether a casino near where you live, you will be the favorite. There's plenty of beatable games still out there, and the timing couldn't be more perfect because, again, we also have a lot of attention on March Madness, so it's good because there's a lot of things that go with both, with sports betting and advantage play blackjack. So really, really excited about that. Fired already 5 plays for subscribers for the Thursday and Friday games, isolating a player to tonight, just waiting to confirm. And yeah, we just been betting, man. A lot of sides, a lot of totals, and more importantly, a lot of action for tonight. NBA, Prez, and NIT tournament college basketball.
Okay, well, Gianni, they're giving me 5 guests every show, so we're always up against it. Let's hear where the syndicates are going today. I'm just going to kick back and listen, dude. You go through all the sports at one time.
All right, NBA, 523 under, 217.5, 216.5, 215.5. Brooklyn, Boston, obviously players are out. 525, Milwaukee, plus the 2 all the way to -1. So that favored flip-flop. Now, Milwaukee is the favorite in Golden State. That's opposite a lot of the public money. I'm already seeing a lot of Golden State in the recreational accounts, a lot of Golden State money line bets where they don't think they need the points to get the win at home against Milwaukee. And finally, 528, LA Clippers plus the 4.5 and plus the 4, and also 229. Now, college basketball, the books are really going to need the sharps to do bad tonight because they are on pretty much all the same sides and totals as the recreational bettors. Only difference is they got in at a much better number. Here's what I'm talking about. In the playing games, they're in on UNC. North Carolina minus the 4. If you like North Carolina, I would not wait. That thing's going to be painted 5.5 or 6 across the board real quickly because they have so much public money already on North Carolina as well. You'll see on some of these games that I'm going to share why the lines move so much on these totals because the sharps got out and bet the overs, and that's exactly what the recreational bettors are doing. They're betting pretty much every one of these games over. Start 673 over, 132.5. Kent State, St. Bonnie's, 677 over, 150, 50.5, and 51. Chattanooga, Middle Tennessee, 680. Arkansas State, minus the 4.5 and minus the 5. 681 over, 152, 52.5. Wichita 8 and Oklahoma State, 683 over, 152.5, 153. Cal State, Northridge, and Stanford. And finally, 684 over, 152. Riverside, Santa Clara. All over money, over money, over money. Like I said, the sharps got out ahead of the market, getting some decent numbers. Now the public's betting those same overs. What you want to keep your eye on is what happens throughout the day. Some of these were bet overnights where the limits were low. So you want to make sure you're looking at your odds screen. Odds Logic, I'm giving out a free week. Just go to my page at WagerTalk. You could get a free week, especially during March Madness. This is a good time to take advantage of that deal. And more importantly, look at the lines. 60 minutes before tip-offs. What are they doing? Are they buying back the other side? Many times it's the other side that's the legit move. They'll pump fake it overnight, pump fake it early in the morning, let the public drive it up even higher, then come back 5x, 10x on the unders through off-screen accounts. Eventually they hit the screen. That's why you'll be able to find it on the Odds Logic. They have some awesome books that you could follow there, Sharp and Square. And if the least you want to look at the delayed screen at WagerTalk, it's one of the best free odds screens. I've looked at it all the time. It's only about 5 minutes behind, which is as good as you're going to get, especially since you could click and see how the line opened and where it's moved to. That's great information. So keep your eye. If you miss the overs, isolate some unders, wait to see if there's a little bit of buyback. You've gotten yourself a much better number than you would have otherwise. Just be selective. You'll do some damage. I'm excited for March Madness, brother. Can't wait for Thursday and Friday to get here. But more importantly, tonight, be there tonight. Don't miss it. You do not want to miss it. You're getting such a huge discount, and you're going to leave there the favorite versus the house. That much I guarantee you.
Gianni The Greek, everyone. Mic drop by the man. Thanks for doing this, my brother.
Thank you, brother. Love you. Good luck, guys.
You too, dude. Every single day, end of the show, we have Gianni the Greek. I just went back in the chat room. Justin P. headed out to Vegas tomorrow, going to see Dead and Company. Seems like a chill rock band. Firstly, they are not a rock band. They are a spiritual religious movement. Secondly, do shrooms. Thirdly, you're seeing the first show of the tour, you lucky bastard. Fourthly, I want to hear all about it, Justin. Fifthly, I'll be there April 24th, 5th, and 6th. Guys, lots of love. Be careful. Don't overstep. We got lots of betting opportunities ahead of us. A shout out to Bryan Leonard, Bill Krackman, Andy Lang, Paul Motty, and Gianni the Greek on behalf of Dan Alexander and myself. It's $5 Tuesday. Make sure to buy one or two handicappers over at WagerTalk. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow.